What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I am the one, the only, the Duke, coming at you live from 325 Studios. Joining me today, my good friend Danny Odell.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
Danny, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it, man. Um,
Not a problem.
Today's episode is just basically our special guest, Danny, joining us live. Um, we're pretty much going to talk and bullshit about whatever it is we want to talk and bullshit about. I'm not sure if the Waffle Man's going to join us. I'm trying to get him on. He did have a post on his Facebook saying he had a headache, so he was going to bed, so he might not be on. Let's see. Yeah, he might not be on today. Anyways, so Danny, welcome to the show. This is Heat Live. We basically just come on here and bullshit about whatever it is we want to bullshit about. Um, just a little bit of a background of the channel here. This is our collab channel between me and the Walkinator, and what we try to do is just have some fun. That's all we try to do. We'd like to start doing some prank calls just to bring a little bit of entertainment to the show. So if you got any ideas, dude, by all means, I'll give you the floor. Not a problem.
Alright,
Not a
I'll see if
problem.
I can come up with something in the meantime here.
Yeah, dude. I mean, and you know what? If you want to join us on a weekly basis, you're more than welcome to. If you can only join every so often, that's cool too. It is what it is.
Right.
you know. Guys, the link to my channel is in the description box below. Check it out. Also, the Waffle Man's channel link is in the description box. Check it out. Subscribe to both of us if you guys are not subscribed yet. So, anyways, what do you want to talk about, my friend?
Oh boy, that's a good question.
Well, Danny's a musician, so to speak. I mean, he's not a professional musician, but he is a musician. What
This
kind
is
of
true.
genre are you into mostly?
Well, I mean, right now, I've been leaning more towards the country side of things. Actually, a couple years ago, I started really listening to country music just from doing parts deliveries at an old job. And I mean, ever since I got my new truck that I have, and I've been road tripping a lot, so I've just been kind of getting into country music. And the more I listen to it, the more I'm kind of leaning towards writing stuff like that. So I've been just kind of figuring out the different styles, different sounds, and really focusing on that aspect of the music genre.
Do you have a favorite country singer or?
Well, right now, I've been listening to a lot of Hunter Hayes. He's always been fantastic. Cole Swindell, his new album just came out a couple months ago. It was really good through and through. I mean, every single song on it had some sort of meaning to me. Uh, Other than that, I mean, I'm pretty open to listen to just about any kind of country artist that they have out there.
No, no shit.
Oh
Now,
yeah, I
now
like
what
it
about
all.
some of the old country? Do you like that? Johnny
I have
Cash, Jerry Reed, those kind of singers.
I've listened to a few songs here and there from them. Um, I have to do a little more digging for some of the older stuff, but I mean, everything is worth giving at least one listen to. You're not gonna know if you're gonna like it or not until you actually give it a listen. So I try to give it all a shot. And, I mean, so far, some of the older stuff it's hit or miss, but for the most part, it's not too bad.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like a
So,
little bit of everything.
so I mean, do you write your own songs? I mean,
I've been I've been working on it. My previous job I had, I spent so much time there. I didn't have a lot of time at home to really be able to focus on my music, but I've been making time for it. So I've been coming up with a few ideas to do some personal songs, start writing my own lyrics, writing my own instruments, things like that. So I mean, it's definitely coming along. I'm actually working on hopefully producing a album. I'm hoping by the end of this year. So we'll
really?
see how that goes.
No shit.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty cool. I mean, Are you doing this by yourself, or do you have a partner involved? What are you doing?
Well, right now I'm basically just doing it all on my own. I mean, it would be nice to have maybe somebody come on to do like help with writing lyrics or help with writing instruments, things like that. But for now, I'm doing everything that I can on my own in my free time, just to kind of see what I can do and go from there.
So now, are you? What kind of country are you? Are you trying to get into like rock country or mellow country or?
Um, I would probably lean more towards like the rock country side of things, kind of going for like a Lee Bryce meets Florida Georgia Line type of sound. So more like keeping up with like the new school country, but definitely that kind of style. That was the kind of style that really got me hooked into listening to country. So I feel like that's where I'm really gonna be able to thrive, I guess you could say.
Nice, dude. Nice. Do you? What do I want to say? Do you enjoy any of like the outlaw country?
Outlaw country. I don't know if I've listened to too much outlaw country. Um,
See, I like I said, Johnny Cash. I like Merle Haggard. Um, Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson and Merle Haggard were best friends, and they did some great songs together.
right.
You know, Kid Rock. He's more of a rock country, but the only reason he started doing country was because it was where the money was at. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He even said that himself. Like I said, I'm a country fan. I've been a country fan my whole life, and I know the Waffle Man ain't. But that's cool, you know. I wish he was here, man. Jesus. But anyways, no.
Same.
I've been a country fan my entire life, and I like more or less the old time country. Um, Alan Jackson, Garth Brooks, Travis Tritt, those guys, along with Jerry Reed, Merle Haggard, all those old timers, I enjoy a lot. I have to say,
Right.
Toby Keith's one of my favorite country singers of all time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, him and Garth
Yeah.
Brooks. I actually saw Garth Brooks live in concert last year when he came to Worcester.
Oh really?
Oh my God, dude! I'm telling you, that show. Even if you're not a country fan, that is a show that you would enjoy. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
And you know what? His encore was close to being an hour long.
Really?
You never get that out of anybody out of a concert. Never.
Oh no. I mean, I've been to plenty of concerts in my days, and I mean, I the closest that it's gotten to that. I mean, I had one band that went out for three encore songs, but it only was like 15, 20 minutes. But I mean, going on for an hour long encore, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
it was an hour long encore, dude, and it was just like my jaw dropped. I left that concert like on cloud nine. I was like so pumped up, so psyched. It was just an awesome, awesome concert, and he gave it his all, dude. I figured, you know how back in the day he used to be the type of entertainer that would get up on stage and just go 210. He'd be jumping around, just screaming and jumping and enjoying himself with a big old
Yep,
smile, really putting on a show for the crowd. So when I was going into this concert in Worcester, I was like, you know what? He's up there in age. He probably doesn't have it anymore. So really wasn't expecting much out of it. But goddamn, he fucking shocked the hell out of me. You know,
that's awesome.
I'm telling you, dude, it was just wow. That's all I can say is wow. And you know something? if if I have ever had the chance to go see him again, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
That's awesome.
I do it in a heartbeat, dude. It was just he was that much worth it.
Yeah, that is definitely awesome. I
You
mean,
know, he really was. He was really worth it. Ever had the chance to go see him again? That's something. If you ever get a chance to go see him.
that's awesome.
I
Oh
do it in
yeah,
a
I mean,
heartbeat, dude.
I've
It
been
was just
wanting to
he was
go
that
to
much
because I
worth it.
mean, growing up, like yeah, all that is
My
definitely
shows, all my
awesome. I
concerts, all
mean,
things like that
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 I've
I've
been
been to.
to, it's
It's
all
really,
been more in
really
like
worth
the
it. Ever
heavy
had the chance
metal,
to go see
the
him again?
like screamo kind of scene. So being that I've been kind of leaning into a different genre of music, I've yet to actually go to any country concert like at all. So I've always wanted to actually go and see somebody. And I mean, from what it sounds like he puts on one hell of a show.
Oh, he does, dude. He does,
Oh,
dude.
just
It was just an amazing show, and like I said, his encore alone was almost an hour long.
wow. Yeah, that's really good. I mean, like I said, there's not a lot of people nowadays, not a lot of musicians that'll go back out on stage for another hour and just keep putting out songs just to see the crowd react and get the crowd happy.
Oh yeah, dude. And like I said, he was just he was amazing, and God bless him, and I hope he has many many more years to go. When he first retired, and I've always wanted to see him live, but when he first retired, I was depressed. I was like, man, it was one of those things that okay, well, if I get to see him, great. If not, not that big of a loss. Um, because I knew once he retired, there was a damn good chance he wasn't coming back. But lo and behold, he came back, and it was awesome.
Yeah, that is really awesome.
And I love a lot of his new stuff too. I really do.
Yeah, I definitely have to go and give it more of a listen. Like I said, I mean, when it comes to some of the older country artists, I mean, I don't really know too much, and I don't know a lot of the names, so I'm still trying to kind of get an idea of who's out there, and just see kind of what type of stuff I like, and go from there.
I see. I think you like a lot of the outlaw country, Travis Tritt, Merle Haggard, um, Jerry Reed. A lot of those old timers. I think you would like. Along even Johnny Cash.
Right.
If you're ever bored, dude, just YouTube them. YouTube some of their music videos, and I think you really enjoy it.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to check it out. That's for sure.
A lot of the old times. Anyways, so what are you doing besides this show on this wonderful weekend?
Well, pretty much just. And today was we were. I had some plans to go out, do some photography stuff, but unfortunately the weather didn't really treat me so kind. It started to downpour right as I was about to go out, so instead of ruining my camera, I just decided to stay in. And I mean, I did a little bit of work to my Jeep, but other than that, it's just been kind of a pretty slow day.
For those of you who don't know, Danny and I used to work together at that dealership that I work at, and I do miss having you around, Danny. I'm telling you that.
Oh yeah, there's definitely days where I miss being there. I mean, it was always good. The people were always awesome, and you know, it was overall it wasn't too bad of an environment to be in. And I mean, there's always that one or two person that makes it kind of like what the heck. But overall, I always did have a lot of fun working there.
Yeah, yeah, we did have some good times. We really did. We
Oh
really
yeah.
did. Let's get away from the music genre for a minute, and let me ask you what your political beliefs are. Do you approve of our new president of the United States or not?
I approve of certain aspects. When it comes to like the politics, political side of everything, I didn't keep up too much with it this year. But what I did keep up with, a lot of it was just like from me and one of my good friends. We used to kind of go back and forth, or he used to say things. Um, I mean, I feel like either way, we were kind of, in my opinion, either way, it wasn't going to end well. Either way, there was going to be some side that was going to screw us over. But I feel like if we're trying to go back to the way that things should be and becoming less of a, I guess you could say, for lack of better terms, butt hurt generation and actually, maybe get out of this like woe is me phase for everybody. I feel like Trump is going to be the one who really pushes to make people realize you can't get offended by everything that you hear. You can't get offended by everything you see. And I know a huge thing for a lot of people is that he was a very strong supporter for the military. And that's always been a huge thing. If it wasn't for our military, we wouldn't have freedom. If we didn't have our freedom, we would we wouldn't be the country we are. So that was another huge thing for me.
Well, I'll tell you, the one thing that scares me about Trump is that he doesn't have a political background. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I personally didn't vote for the man, but I sure as hell didn't vote for Hillary.
Right.
I do believe that Trump has the ability to get things done that need to be done, um, but I don't believe that he knows how to get them done. Um, Trump is a very this is how we're doing it, and this is how it's going to get done, whether you like it or not. You
Right.
can't do that being president of the United States. There's certain processes to go through. There's certain procedures to go through, and from my understanding, from reading the news, he's just not doing it. Um, Prime example is this wall that he wants to build on the Mexican border.
Right.
I'm going to tell you, dude, I think that's going to be the biggest waste of time and biggest waste of money that you ever saw.
Oh yeah,
And if
without a
he
doubt. I
if
mean,
he really
that's
thinks that Mexico's going to pay for it, I mean, come on, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, that's just
That's
ridiculous.
just a joke. That's like me being your neighbor and you being drunk one night and me seeing your naked ass dancing in your living room because you didn't want to close your blinds, and then the
Which
next
would be an accurate thing,
exactly,
but go
and
on.
then the next day I tell you I'm building a 30-foot wall so I don't ever have to see it again, and you're gonna pay for it. I mean, what are you gonna say?
Yeah. I'm gonna
Exactly.
say to suck it, because
Ex-
that's
ex- exactly,
you don't
dude.
like
It's
it,
just
don't like it, don't look.
exactly, dude. I mean, it's a joke. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do believe we need strong immigration laws, and we need people who are going to enforce those immigration laws.
Without
Um,
a doubt, yeah.
but
But
and I'm not against throwing. I'm not against keeping immigrants out of our country. But my whole thing is, if you're going to come in this country, do it the right way.
exactly,
That's the bottom line.
instead of coming into the country, sitting on your ass and collecting welfare and all this, like, you know, get it, do what you have to do, get your green card, get a job, become a working member of society, and show us that you want to be here.
Exactly, dude. I don't get why people just don't seem to get that. I
You know,
really don't.
I have no problem with foreign people as long as they are willing to do what they have to do. Like that's great if they're foreign and all, but I mean, try your best to learn the language that we speak. Do the best you can to get yourself into the working force. Don't just sit around and collect off of our government when you could be doing whatever it is that you're doing or wanting. Do it in your own country. If you can't do it in your own country, then what makes you think coming here should be any different?
Oh, of course, of course.
You
Like
know,
I said,
I've
it drives me nuts, dude.
yeah, I 100% agree on that. And coming from somebody who is, I worked in a garage at one point where out of all the people that were there was only three people who were born in this country and actually spoke the language. And then the other guys, there was at least 13 of us in the garage. So out of 13 people, three of us were from this country, worked our asses off, and spoke our language. Everybody else, they all were they were lazy. They wouldn't do the work that they were supposed to do. Uh, they barely spoke any English at all. And it's like, what? Why? Like I have nothing against foreign people, but when I'm watching you sit around on your ass making $3 more than I am, and I'm busting my balls and still getting yelled at by the boss, and they get nothing because the way that the laws are, it's technically, was it like racial discrimination if they get yelled at for something? So it's like they're protected under laws that we've made, so they can just do whatever the hell they want.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, it's a joke. It really is a
Yeah,
joke.
it sucks.
It really is a joke. But I mean, and you're right. This country has become a country of nothing but a bunch of butthurt crybabies who
Yep.
who just don't want to work and don't want to do anything. Obama
Uh,
got them so used to having everything handed to them, which
yep.
sucks. I mean, it just pisses you off.
Yeah.
It just pisses you off. Oh well. Anyways, on to the next, dude. I'm a big wrestling fan. I'm a big wrestling fan.
Oh yeah.
WrestleMania is right around the corner.
Oh, that's right. We're what a little over a month away,
A
right?
little over a month away.
Not
Um,
bad.
I'll tell you though, the lineup for this year doesn't have too much of a promise to it. I'll tell you that much.
No.
No, it really doesn't. And you know what? The WWE has become a very, very predictable. I think tomorrow night, as a matter of fact. No, is it tomorrow night? It might be either tomorrow night or next Sunday. WWE's Fastlane pay per view is happening, and it's
Oh yeah.
Kevin Owens, the WWE Universal Champion, which is a joke in itself, putting his title on the line against Bill Goldberg.
Really?
Well, Goldberg's got a match at WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar. And
That's right.
if you remember WrestleMania 20, it was Bill Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. Both of them left the WWE after that match. Um,
Right.
Goldberg, I believe, if I'm understanding it, his contract expires after WrestleMania, which tells me that if he wins this title at Fastlane, he's going to end up dropping the title to Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know,
because well, Goldberg, as last I knew, he really wasn't. He, I mean, as far as I knew, he was only coming back for like a couple of matches, and that was pretty much it. So
yeah,
the fact that he's still doing stuff. I mean, if they give him the title, then there's no doubt about it. He's going to lose it at
oh,
WrestleMania
of
because
course.
at this point they're pushing Brock Lesnar more than they're obviously going to push Goldberg. I mean, he's out of his prime.
Of course. I mean, and you know something? It's funny because Lesnar's a part-time guy, and
Exactly.
I don't understand why in the bloody blue hell they want to give a title to a part-time guy. I just don't get it.
Yeah, I think last year the same exact discussion was going on too because wasn't it Lesnar was in for the title as well not that long ago, and people were like, either they're going to give him the title and let him sit on it, and it's going to make it almost impossible for people to get it, or they're going to, like they weren't, or they were going to have him come into the WWE as a more full time piece. But people were like questioning what the hell they were thinking with that because he's obviously going to be part time with him being WWE, but also a UFC fighter. He's going to be bouncing back and forth between the two.
I know he's already done that. He last year I think participated in a UFC pay-per-view.
Yes.
I
Yep.
don't remember.
I
I'm
know
not
he.
a big UFC guy, but
I know UFC 200, which wasn't that long ago. I think it was like maybe it was over the summer, um, like late summer. I know he was in that um, he was in that card for I think it was either the headline or the co-headline match. Which I mean, that's the thing with Brock Lesnar is that I don't know. I feel like the WWE is his fallback because when he's doing bad in the UFC, all of a sudden he shows his face more in WWE, and in WWE they make him dominate. Which you go back to UFC, a lot of his recent fights, I mean, he's just been dropping the ball. So maybe
oh
that's
god,
why he's doing like a strong WWE run.
oh god, yeah, he's and like I said, Lesnar is really sad. Really, honest to God, is sad. Lesnar used to be. I used to like him, but now it's just. I don't know, dude. He's lost his appeal as far as I'm concerned.
He's another one of those guys who's getting up there in age as well. So I mean, he's been around for a little while, but with every the thing I've noticed is with every WWE star, I mean, give them 10 years, and then after that, they're like, you really don't think like John Cena. Everybody was in love with John Cena back in like '07, and now 10 years later, I mean, he's like, what, second, third rate at this point almost? Like, it's not often that I hear much about him anymore. I hear more about AJ Styles than anything else
God,
nowadays.
yeah.
And I mean, I think it's just kind of that factor that, I mean, they're starting to weed him out. Like even Randy Orton. Even Randy Orton's not. I don't hear too much about Randy Orton anymore either. It's more about, like, again, it's like AJ Styles, it's Kevin Owens, it's all those guys now.
Oh God, yeah. They're trying. See, WWE's always tried to push new stars, and that's one thing Vince McMahon's always been good with, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah.
But lately, it just seems that he's not doing it the right way, so to speak.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe it's me. I mean, who knows? But bottom line is, it's kind of hard to describe. It's kind of hard to really talk about. I mean, we're talking about sports entertainment that I grew up on. That, was just it was always entertaining. It was always unpredictable. It was fun to watch. And now, forget it.
Right.
It's nothing. You know what I'm saying? It sucks.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can call a move. You can actually call 4 or 5 moves in a row before they even happen, and you can accurately say what it is, because these superstars, I mean, their move sets are so predictable, and it's almost like they're just reliving the same matches over and over again, just with a variation here or a variation there, and it does kind of suck, because you don't want to get bored of it, but at the same time, they're not really giving you much new to be able to grab onto.
No, they're really not doing it, and they're more or less. How can I say this? They're more or less just flying by the seat of their pants. They're not even trying.
Oh, I know.
They're not even.
Like, I mean,
that's what sucks.
I mean, it's like I don't watch as often as I used to. Every now and then I'll go over my buddy's house, have some drinks, watch pay-per-views and stuff like that. And I mean, even just as a casual watcher, I can still predict a lot of what's going to happen. And I, again, casually watch here and there.
Oh, yeah.
So,
oh yeah.
And they definitely gotta step it up, or they gotta get some new writers in there, or something. Just something to get.
Dude, it just sucks because
stuff going.
I really think they're heading down. Probably, I should say they're heading down the same road that WCW went down, and it's just not good.
Well, I mean, at this point, if I'm not mistaken, Ring of Honor has more potential when it comes to their overall plan of the course of the night, the matches, the things like that. Because a lot of times I hear a lot of people talking more about Ring of Honor nowadays than I do WWE.
Yeah, but Ring of Honor doesn't even have a prime time slot, do they?
No, not at all.
Watch it just online?
I believe it's a lot of times it is online. A lot of people do they'll have YouTube videos or things like that. They've got to have some sort of network or something, because I mean they do have pretty decent recordings, but it's a matter of figuring out where exactly they are. But I mean, a lot of times, a lot of videos, me and my buddy Andrew, he's really into the wrestling as well, and he likes to watch a lot of wrestling matches, and he'll show me some of the wrestling matches, and it's some pretty intense stuff, and a lot of times it's a lot of Ring of Honor stuff, or even, I mean, some of the stuff we watch just goes back to Seth Rollins back when he was just making his start in the wrestling careers, and just watching all of these older videos of all these guys, and just watching how much passion these guys would wrestle with, and then watching them in the WWE, they've got to pick it up, definitely.
Well, that's for damn sure. That's for damn sure, dude. I mean, the WWE's got to do something. You and I grew up in the Attitude Era back in the late '90s. The Monday
Oh
Night
yeah.
War between WCW and WWE, and I mean, you even had ECW. Granted, they weren't involved in the Monday Night Wars, but I mean, they were still there. You're never
Oh
going to
yeah.
see that again. I mean, you and I, never again will we see that in our lifetime.
I think the closest we got to Attitude Era was, I think it was like early last year, just after Shield had broken up, and then there was that huge feud between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. I mean, things were starting to get promising. They were starting to look like they were bringing back this Attitude Era, but like a 2.0 version of it, and then it just kind of disappeared, and then they ended up giving Roman Reigns the heel, and people just did not like him at all, and I think it ruined it, unfortunately,
Oh
because
yeah.
it was starting to go. Like, I was actually starting to get hooked on it again. I was like, this is getting pretty good, and then it just kind of fell apart.
Yeah,
You
it
know?
fucking they disappointed us like everything else.
Oh yeah.
You see, it kind of sucks because Roman Reigns. I like Roman Reigns. I always have. I think he's a decent superstar. I think he's got a lot of potential, but they just tried to shove him down everybody's throat, and that's where I think they went wrong with him. At the time,
Exactly.
Daniel Bryan was a huge star, and well, he was up there, and he's the one that people wanted to see, and well, needless to say, nobody else wanted to see him at the time. They wanted to see Daniel Bryan over Roman Reigns.
Right. And then Seth Rollins walked into the picture. Once Seth Rollins turned on the Authority, I mean, that point right then and there, everybody was hooked on Seth Rollins,
Oh
and that's
God,
all people cared about.
oh God, yeah.
And I mean, the thing with Seth Rollins is that he not only has that persona, but he also is a very talented in ring performer, and he is fun to watch.
Oh, definitely, dude, definitely, definitely.
You know,
Well,
watching a lot of his older stuff. I mean, I don't remember what they used for their names back then, but back when it was like Kevin Owens versus um, Seth Rollins, back before they had those names, I mean, those two had such a chemistry, and it was unbelievable to watch, and it was so much fun.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, this is the top point of the show where old Duke here is going to take a pee break. So I'm going to leave you in charge. Entertain the masses for me. I will be right back. All right, buddy?
All right, not a problem. All right, so uh, I'm here to entertain the masses. I suppose I will talk about one of the things that happened recently in the sporting world, since we're kind of under that. Um, One of the big things for me and my whole family and a good portion of the community out here is football. We all love football. We all love watching, playing, whatever it may be. And, of course, we are rounding out February. Earlier this month, we had the Super Bowl with the New England Patriots and the Atlanta Falcons. Uh, a lot of people, a lot of people were pretty surprised about how that all came out. Um, for anybody who isn't a New England Patriots fan um, or an Atlanta Falcon fan, a lot of people were still rooting for the Patriots. In the polls they had for people asking, who they thought would win, who they wanted to win, who had a better point spread when it came to who should win. And the Patriots had it pretty much clear across the board. Um, Watching that Super Bowl, watching them end up trailing in the half, 27-3. It's kind of difficult to keep faith in your team, knowing that a lot of times when a team falls that far behind, it doesn't usually end well. So for us, it was it was difficult going into that half, but coming out, you know, being a Patriots fan, you have faith in your team, and they came out. They started to look strong. Everything was going well, and then they were down another touchdown, and things just they didn't look like they were going our way. It didn't look like the Patriots had a chance to win the Super Bowl at all. And then there was that amazing fourth quarter comeback when Tom Brady and the rest of the team rallied up. The defense stepped it up. Everybody did what they had to do and ended up making Super Bowl history. And not only the first ever Super Bowl where it went into overtime, but also one of the greatest comebacks in sports history, leading to 5 Super Bowl wins between Brady and Belichick, and just overall an outstanding performance. Um, the Atlanta Falcons were a team that they definitely gave it their all, but in the end, I think the Patriots had just enough to edge it out, and it was an amazing Super Bowl to watch. That's for sure.
All right, Duke's back. What are we talking about?
The Super Bowl.
That was an awesome game, dude.
It really was. I mean, like I was just kind of doing like an overview, step going into it, and just how the first half. I mean, you're down. It was 27-3, and you just you think all hope is gone. And fourth quarter, I mean, you're down. It didn't seem like there was any way for them to be able to pull it out and win it. And somehow, in the fourth quarter, they came back and they ended up doing what they had to do to win that game. And it was absolutely unbelievable.
Oh yeah, dude, it was just amazing game. And it's funny, at halftime, I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go to bed. But then I'm like, well, I don't have to work in the morning, so I might as well just stay up and watch the damn thing. And I'm glad I did.
Oh yeah, no, I hear you. It was the same thing for me. I mean, it was one of those things. I was like, I'm sitting there and I'm half asleep on the couch, and I'm like, man, I'm not sure. I'm like, I might just end up going to bed. I mean, I think we pretty much lost this. And then they scored another touchdown. It woke me up a little bit. I'm like, all right. And then, they scored another one, and they just kept going and going and going. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. I can't believe they're doing this.
Yeah, I know. It was just insane. And of course, after they won, people started bitching.
Exactly.
What was the guy's name that made that final touchdown?
Oh, it was. I think it was White. I think it was White.
Yeah, they were all bitching about how his knee had hit the ground before he was able to cross it. It's like,
exactly.
Dude, come on, get over yourselves, And so
exactly.
I mean, come on.
The whole thing is, and I mean, my whole thing with that is if we went back and say they said his knee was down, his knee would have been down at the half-yard line. Do you really think that the Falcons were going to be able to stop us from going a half a yard to get the touchdown in overtime on the biggest stage in the NFL? I don't see us dropping that.
Of course, dude. Of course. It's insane. Like I said, people are crybabies. And it's all your liberal bitches, too.
Mm-hmm. And it's, it's the people who don't like the Patriots. It's the people who don't like the fact that we are the dominating team of the NFL as of right now. I mean, when you go into a season, we may not have been to every Super Bowl, but when you can go into a season every single year and you just know that your team is going to the playoffs, you have one of the greatest teams in the NFL. There's just no doubt about it.
Oh, definitely, dude. Definitely. No doubt about it. Anyways, other than that, let me ask you a question.
All right.
I'm trying to work on a new series for my YouTube channel.
Yes.
It's called Hunting for the Truth. It's a paranormal investigation series. What is your
What
take
is your take?
on the paranormal?
I definitely believe that there is something more out there than just, us. I do believe that there are such things as the paranormal. I do believe that there are spirits that are roaming around. I mean, I personally have not encountered anything in my lifetime, but I have seen, videos. I've seen proof that there are other things out there. And I definitely would love to be able to experience something like that. Because, I mean, one of the many jobs that I've had was working overnight security at an elderly facility, and it had an old building that was condemned because of structural situations. Partially a hospital for people who have like dementia and things like that. So people did pass away, people do die, and I mean, there was always that feeling that there was something there. Nothing to ever prove it, but when you're in that type of environment, I mean, there was definitely something, and I've always believed in it. So,
Well, as you know, back in 2014, my best friend unfortunately passed away. He lost his
right,
child to cancer. His final wish was to be cremated and have his ashes spread up at his father's summer home up in Maine. Well,
right,
prior to his father and us being able to plan the trip to go up there to spread the ashes, his father had kept his ashes down in the basement apartment at his house where my best friend lived. Um, and his father had asked me, he said, "Look, I'm going up to Maine with the family. Would you mind watching the house for me? Just checking on the house, making sure everything's okay." I said, "Yeah, sure, it's not a problem." So he gave me the key, and I went to my other buddy. I said, "Hey," his name was Chris. I said, "Hey, Chris, would you be interested to see if if Matt is hanging around?" He said, "What do you mean?" I says, "Well, what do you say we go and try to see if we can't capture his spirit?" I mean, his final wish at the time has yet to be met. You know what I'm saying? I said
right,
his spirit might not be at rest just yet. So he said,
exactly,
"Okay." All we had was our cell phones and a regular old digital camera. The EVPs that we caught were amazing, dude. Crystal clear, direct responses to our questions.
right,
I mean, it was just holy shit, and it was a feeling of excitement. Um,
yeah,
so, and at the time, I didn't start my YouTube channel yet, but about a year after, I decided to start the YouTube channel. And I wasn't too sure as to where to take the YouTube channel. Now, I've always been a paranormal enthusiast my entire life. I just find the paranormal fascinating, from hauntings to aliens to Bigfoot, all of that. I'm
right,
not some conspiracy theorist and all that. Do I necessarily believe in the paranormal? That's a yes and no answer for me, and I'll tell you why.
hmm,
Yes, because I believe people are seeing and hearing something. No, because there's a lot of people out there who are pulling off nothing but hoaxes and
right,
fakes and whatnot, and that's what kind of sucks. And I think Bigfoot's a prime example of that, because everybody's claiming to see Bigfoot, but yet there's well-known documented cases of people pulling pranks or pulling hoaxes
right.
on the general public. So does that mean Bigfoot exists and that Bigfoot's real? Not necessarily. Are people seeing something? I do full-heartedly believe that. Um,
Right.
the thing of it is what are they seeing? Because people misidentify things every day. That's just
Exactly.
that's just natural. Um, so
So
I do believe that there is some reality to the paranormal. Now, when I started my YouTube channel, again, I wasn't sure which way to take it. But then I said, you know what? Why don't I get into ghost hunting and put it on my YouTube channel? Now, a lot of shit on YouTube is fake. You can clearly tell that it's fake. Um, and that's something that I don't want to do on my YouTube channel. Um,
Right.
so when I do these paranormal investigations, I'm going to only put up what I find. I can give everybody my word, and unfortunately, that's all I can do is give you my word that none of it's going to be staged. I have no intentions on staging it whatsoever, which is why I'm
Exactly.
calling the series "Hunting for the Truth" because I want to hunt for the truth.
Right.
So I invested a little bit of money into some ghost hunting equipment, from night vision cameras to digital recorders to the spirit boxes, REM pods, the whole 9 yards.
Oh wow.
There's still a lot of equipment that I don't have. I only have a fraction of what you would need. But as time goes on, I want to be able to expand my arsenal, so to speak.
Right.
So my best friend and we decided. I sat there and I said to myself, what do I want to investigate for the first episode that I want to premiere? And I thought, why not investigate the one place that I know I'm welcome? And that is my buddy's property up in Maine where my best friend's ashes are spread.
Right.
Now, I took my daughter up there when she was born.
Right.
And where my buddy's ashes are spread, there's a headstone with a little bench. I sat down with my daughter, holding my daughter. My girlfriend took a picture. In that picture, and I have the picture still, I have to send it to you, or next time you come into the dealership, I have to show you. It's not it's not my face in that picture. It's
Huh.
actually my best friend's face. And
Wow.
I can show you a picture of my best friend and then show you the picture of me and my daughter that my girlfriend took. And the funny part to it was, I'm looking down at her. You can see my best friend's face in my face, and my daughter does nothing but reach out her arms. And that was the coolest fucking feeling on the face of the earth, dude.
That is awesome.
It really, Danny, I'm telling you, it brought a tear to my eye. And last year, I took the family up there again just for a vacation. I didn't go up there to ghost hunt or we were all sitting at the vacation table, and in the corner of the kitchen, there's a rocking chair. We're
Yeah.
all eating breakfast. My daughter looks over to the rocking chair. She starts to smile. And I look at her, and she looks at me. She smiles. She looks back at the rocking chair, and I go, my daughter's name is Aubriella. I go, Aubrey, do you see Uncle Matt? As she smiles and points to the rocking chair. And
Wow.
all of a sudden, dude, out of nowhere, and I swear to God, and I wish I had recorded this, but of course I didn't. I didn't expect it to happen.
Right.
My daughter goes, "What's up?" Honest to God, just like everybody used to do back in the day, dude. I'm telling you.
You know,
And me and my buddy
that's
Matt used to do
awesome.
that shit all the time to each other. What's up? And my jaw dropped. I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
Dude,
That is crazy.
it was amazing. It sent chills down my spine, but it wasn't a feeling of fear. It wasn't a feeling of dread. It was just a good feeling. It was a familiar feeling.
Right. Yeah,
So
that is awesome.
it is. And my best friend, I call him Mouse, and we went up there last year, just me and him, and we filmed the first episode of Hunting for the Truth. And I'm going to
Yeah.
tell you, the evidence that we captured was just, it was more than what I expected to capture.
Wow.
It really was. We got direct responses to our questions. We captured video evidence of stuff that we cannot explain.
Wow.
And you know what? When I do air the episode, and I'm hoping to air it this year, I do want to finish filming the rest of the first season before I air anything. So that's
Right.
why I have stuff to just air. Like I said, we didn't think we were going to capture half of the stuff that we captured. And like I said, there's video evidence that I saw when reviewing the footage that my jaw just dropped, and I was in total shock of what I saw.
Wow.
A lot of it can't be explained. I can't explain it. And to anybody listening, if you guys are waiting for the series, if any of you guys can explain what's going on, by all means, make sure you write to me and let me know, and we'll discuss things. But like I said, dude, the series, I got a lot of plans for the series. A lot of different locations that I plan to hopefully film. One thing I'm not going to do is just trespass on somebody else's property. So
Right.
I'm very adamant about getting the proper permission um, to film and go on the property. So any of you, you know, amateur ghost hunters who are listening, guys, it's not worth getting yourselves arrested over. Make sure you have the proper permission before you go on other people's property.
Yeah, it's definitely important. I mean, it's great and all being able to go out and find things, but I mean, it's I agree. It's not worth getting arrested. It's not worth risking everything to go and try and find something. I mean, it's definitely something that you should make sure it's okay with the property owners before you just go and do whatever you feel like doing.
Exactly, dude. And I'll tell you, it is a thrilling experience. It really is for somebody who has officially been through it. It is a thrilling experience, but it's not worth getting arrested because you decided to trespass on somebody else's property.
Right.
Wherever it is you guys go, you got to understand that somebody somewhere owns the property you are about to go on, which means you don't belong there unless they have given you permission to be there. And that's the bottom line.
Exactly. And the other thing is if you're out there and you're trying to find something, you're trying to discover something, at the same time, if you are trespassing on somebody's property, you're not only are you trying to find something, but now you're also freaking out because you don't want to get caught. And a lot of times, if your mind is also focused on, well, I can't get caught, then you're going to probably feel or think like you're hearing something or seeing something, and you're automatically going to think that it's something paranormal when it could just be your mind playing tricks on you because you're not supposed to be there. And you could be
Exactly.
freaking out. You could hear uh, a dog or a stray cat or something could be walking outside and step on a twig, and you're freaking out and not thinking right, and you might think that it's somebody that's out there. You're trespassing, and then you might try to assume that it's something paranormal, and it just yeah,
It
it's
turns into a mess.
personal. Exactly. I mean, me and like I do or I did a lot of urban exploring stuff, but urban exploring a lot of the times is on property that you trespass on. So, I know firsthand that it's not exactly, it's not an easy, you can't feel easy if you're trespassing on somebody's property. It's just not, it's not possible, which is why I don't do that anymore. I am all set with trespassing on people's property. I left that shit back in high school.
Yeah, exactly, dude. We're not high schoolers anymore. I'm a family
No,
man, so I mean, I'm not gonna get myself arrested. Um,
exactly.
while trying to film this series, like I said, I'm very adamant about getting people's permission. Bottom line,
Exactly.
that's my one thing that I will do is get somebody's permission before I do an investigation on a piece of property. And if I don't get that permission, then I don't go on that property. That's the bottom line. Um,
Exactly.
I do have a lot of awesome locations, dude, that I want to film, that I want to do. There's a place, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, called Fort Revere. It's in Hull, Massachusetts.
I have heard of that.
Yeah, I'm hoping, considering it's a public park, it'll be a little bit easier to get permission to film there. Um, so maybe if I can talk you into it, maybe I can get you down there for a weekend down at the Cape.
I am all for it.
Yeah, why not, right? You know,
Oh yeah, it
but
sounds like like I said, I love exploring. I love doing things like that, and I mean, I would love to be able to experience something, and I think it would be a lot of fun. And on top of that, I mean, come on, down in the Cape, you can't say no to going down to the Cape. It's always beautiful down there.
oh, of course, of course. And you know what I've always wanted to do, and I wish I could do. Um, I've always wanted. I wouldn't mind getting together with people who actually build equipment for ghost hunting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you always hear about these people dabbling in electronics and shit. And I wish I could find somebody around here, but they're not really around here.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
You know, they're really not. But what are you gonna do? Anyways, did you ever start your own YouTube channel?
I had an old YouTube channel, but not gonna lie, just from being on here with you and everything, I've been giving it some thought, and I might start a new YouTube channel based on like my urban exploring adventures and things like that, and just like walking trails. And I mean, I love hiking and I love doing all that stuff. So I might actually start my own YouTube channel based around that.
Dude, if you do, okay. I don't mind giving you a shout out here and there and shit, and you can come on the show and promote your own YouTube channel if you want.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm sure the Waffle Man won't mind having you join us. The more the merrier. You can even be
Right.
our third every week if you want here on Heat Live. And like I said, this is more or
Definitely.
less our collaboration together.
Right.
It's more or less something to try to help get our names out there. It sucks that
Right.
Waffenay wasn't able to come on. He did post on his Facebook page earlier that he wasn't feeling well. He had a headache. So I'm thinking he went to bed early tonight, which is all cool. Not a big deal, you know.
Right.
But anyways, let me tell you a little bit about it. We were doing just before we came up with this concept, Heat Live. We were just doing it on my channel, and then every other week we would go to his channel. The reason why we
Oh yeah.
decided to condense it into one channel is we want to try to start having special guests on the show.
Right.
I actually have a paranormal investigator from Ohio interested in joining the show
Oh
to
wow.
do a show with us. And believe it or not, I'm actually working on getting Turtle Boy from Turtle Boy Sports to be a guest on our show.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so timing's a little rough for him because he is very busy on the weekends. But
Right.
I'm still in talks with him is to try to get him on the show live with us. Hopefully, it'll bring a lot of viewers to the show, maybe even some subscribers, you know. But
Right.
we do through Discord, like we're on now. Um, Discord's going to give us the ability to take phone calls, so to speak.
Right.
People, the link that's in the description box on the YouTube channel, that's a link that puts them right into the waiting list, and I have the ability to move them right into our chat. So that way
Oh,
we don't get like 40 people trying to talk all at once. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And of course, I can kick anybody out. I can ban anybody I want. So I mean, it's actually this concept. I was listening to a bunch of other YouTubers who are doing the same thing, basically. Granted, they got a much larger audience than we do.
Right.
But I figured, why not give this a shot? Maybe it'll help get my name out there. Maybe I'll help Waffle Man out. You know.
Oh yeah.
So
That's
that's what we're
definitely
doing.
an awesome thing.
Oh yeah, dude, and you know what? We have fun. We really do. And like I said, it sucks that Waffle Man's not feeling good, but I mean, it is what it is. Life sucks, and then you die. There's always next week.
Yeah,
It's
pretty much.
not that big a deal. So,
You know.
anyways, what do you think? You enjoy this? You enjoy this?
Oh yeah, this was a lot of fun. I mean, it definitely definitely glad that I came on the show. I mean, it's cool to basically you're just shooting the shit and having a good time.
Yeah, I mean it's nothing major, and like I said, I'd like to start doing some prank calls because I think that'll nothing violent or anything, no making threats or anything, just innocent prank
Exactly.
calls, and I think that'll liven it up a little bit around here, hopefully.
Oh yeah.
So maybe next week, if you're not doing anything, Danny, you can come on. Maybe we can try doing some prank calls.
Yeah, I mean that definitely.
I know
I
Waffle
definitely
Man
would
wants
be
to do
down for
it. We
that.
just gotta. I know Waffle Man wants to do it. We just gotta figure out exactly how to do it.
Right. That's the big thing is figuring out exactly how. But I mean, I think it definitely would be a lot of fun, and it would be something different. Which, again, it's fun.
Yeah, it's just innocent fun. It's nothing major. We're not harassing. I don't want to harass people. We're not gonna threaten people or make
Exactly.
bomb threats or anything. We're just innocent fun.
Exactly.
Innocent fun. Well, guys, we're at the end of the show here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe for more content if you enjoyed this show, because next week, as always, 10 p.m., we'll be right back here with a new show. Hopefully, the Waffle Man, if you're listening, I hope you're feeling better, dude. Hopefully, next week he'll be on. Danny, like I said, if you're not doing anything, brother, come on the show. I'm sure Waffle Man ain't gonna have a problem with you being a regular on the show.
Yeah, I
Cap,
definitely will.
yeah, definitely come on. If you're not doing anything, definitely come on, guys. The links to 325 Studios and the Waffle Air are in the description box below. Check those channels out. That's my main channel and Waffle Man's main channel. Subscribe to those channels. Don't forget you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Those links are also down there in the description box. Tell your friends about us. We're taking calls through Discord next week, guys. So we'd like to hear from you. We'd like to interact with you, even if you just want to call and say hi. Other than that, Danny, you got any closing statements to make, dude?
No, just definitely looking forward to future plans, and hopefully, I'll be starting my own YouTube channel soon, and be able to throw that out there, and just be able to have a ball and chat and hang out with some good people.
Can't wait, dude. Can't wait. Guys, subscribe for more content. Until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.